hello there, it's James. I think we are now at day 17, possibly 18. I think I've lost track since there's been the gap, but as you probably tell, it's fucking freezing again today. But I'm here in front of the river. Really nice view. I'm just trying to soak up some sunlight because there hasn't been very much of that in Edinburgh for the last few days. So yeah, no, it's good to be here. I've just been walking around the old campus and being a little, not maybe a bit sentimental, I'm going to be honest with myself, but also just going back to my favorite spots just to sit down and try to get some inspiration. So far I've weirdly had two like poultry related poems come to mind. I might put them in the description if I had the courage for that. One was about chicken and the other geese, so a bit of a weird mixture, but it just freaked me out because every year there's always tons of geese around these parts, and then suddenly I come back and all the geese are gone, and I was wondering if maybe they've just been following me. So as soon as I left the States, they all just gathered together, had a big geese or goose meeting, and decided to travel across the Atlantic and move to the UK. So I was suspecting that the geese had followed me, but then I was walking around and I found where all of them were chilling out, and then I had the regular sort of aggressive confrontations and the prolonged eye contact, and nearly had the shit kicked out of me. So yeah, it was cool to find them. I know that they didn't just follow me across the Atlantic. But yeah, I should probably go and get inside soon because my nose is probably going to fall off. I think it's already looking like Rudolph a little bit, but yeah, just trying to reconnect with people and find some things to hook onto. I feel pretty maxed out after how crazy the last few days have been, just trying to finish off the poems. So now it's just about like changing gear. I have my portfolio due for the course on the 12th, which is meant to be 10,000 words of things I've had workshopped that are now at like pristine condition after lots of editing. So the next 2 weeks are going to look like editing mania for me. So I'm just trying to get back into that headspace, and yeah, I think it's going to be quite busy because I know that I will freak out if I haven't scoured everything and gotten it as good as I can. But this feels a little bit like the calm before the storm, like the gap between finishing off the Arthur Seat submissions and starting to work on the portfolio and get those 10,000 words done. So yeah, it's going to be a crazy time, but right now it's feeling quite calm, and everyone in Boston seems to have gone inside. It's not even that cold yet, so I mean, it's cold enough to make me feel like I'm about to wither away, but it's still not that cold. So a little disappointed that not many people are braving it. I feel like it's sort of an empty city, but that's also nice for me because I feel like I've got the place to myself a little bit. So yeah, just mulling around. There's a lot of very crisp leaves around, especially lots of maple leaves and lots of different sizes. They kind of look a bit like starfish, I would say. Lots of good colors too, like kind of a blood orange I think you want to get from like the red Japanese maple leaves. So yeah, that's been quite cool to see. It's like there's lots of autumnal traces around, even though if you just walked outside you'd hope that this is just the middle of winter, that this is as cold as it gets. But of course, yeah, I guess if you're a local, you know that it gets a lot fucking colder. So yeah, it's a weird juxtaposition to have these autumnal things around and then walk out and immediately your boogers freeze up and your ears start to threaten to jump off of your head. So yeah, weird contrast. Definitely a winter plus autumn combo mix up happening here. Yeah, it's cool though. It's nice just listening to the river, listening to sort of the wind, especially around the campus buildings where the wind gets channeled, and it sort of sounds as though it's, I don't know, probably the wrong instrument, but it's almost a bit like a flute or something, just because all the air is being compressed to make some like interesting sounds. I don't know. I've just been sitting around a lot and being a bit of a old geezer. Now that I've graduated, I guess I have the right to be a bit of a geezer. So just sitting on park benches like this one and around the campus and just listening and looking and trying to make some good observations. So yeah, that's all that's going on. And I think I'm probably about to risk a coffee, even though it is kind of late in the day. I think my sleeping is weird enough right now, just waking up and having no idea if it's like 9 a.m. or 2 p.m. It's very weird going from the UK to the US with time zones. I think a lot more weird than going from the US to the UK. So yeah, that's all. And might be seeing some old mates soon as well. So that'll be nice. And I will pull through on my promise to update the writing soon. Thank you for anyone who's already taken a look. I really appreciate that. But I think what I'm going to add soon is going to be a notch up. I think it's a progression. I think I'm improving. I hope I'm improving. So what I put up next hopefully will be something that you will jam with, and if not, then that's fine too. I'm just trying to figure out, I guess, ways of improving. So any comments are appreciated. And yeah, hope that wherever you are at, you can also just find a little bit of peace and quiet, a nice place to sit and not freeze up as you do so. If you live in an area that has lots of geese, I hope that you're not getting mobbed by them, but they're also not eerily absent. I hope you know where they are and that you can keep your guard up. Always know where your enemy's at, I guess. So yeah, that's all. I guess I'm getting a little bit less shy about videoing outside, but it's still extremely nerve-wracking. I'm like checking from side to side, just making sure that no one is gonna walk past. I think having the phone landscape is the main issue, because I feel like it's very uncommon to FaceTime people in landscape. So that's like the giveaway right now, that I'm not in a conversation that I'm speaking a lot in. I'm literally just talking to the phone. So yeah, I don't really have anything to hide the fact that I'm doing that. So yeah, I'm just keeping an eye out to make sure that I don't get caught out for it, because even though I won't be here very long, I guess I'm just, yeah, worried that I'll just have like a situation like, how dare you film yourself in public and then have my phone like flying into the river. It's just a very weird thought that has come to mind, but that's why my brain is telling me just to keep a lookout. But yeah, I'll wrap up. Yeah, so going well, having a nice day. It's sunny, it's cold.